Live from the Bodacious Cretaceous, found in the ruins of Nag Hammadi, we bring you the collected writings of the Trans-Pterodactyl. Tonight's featurette brought to you by Smith Corona, makers of the finest in portable typewriters. At home or office, there has never been a better time to go electric. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Win the space race at your desk with the Smith Corona Coronet. Portable electric, new for 1962. See your Smith Corona dealer for details. Wir sind hier am Bahnhof Stuttgart. Wir haben Berichte über etwas Seltsames erhalten, aber ich sehe nichts. Ilse, was sehen Sie?
Ja klar, Förster Krupp hier, nach kauer Zeit. Diese Reise schlägt wir hier den Bahnhof Stuttgart. David ist verpeilt am Steuer. Er ist ein Kettelbeutel mit 20 Jahren Erfahrung. Und das Wetter ist ausgezeichnet, ganz klar und warm.
Ilse, aber was sehen Sie?
Ja klar, der Zug ist schon vorbei. Schade.
Ich sehe, danke. Wir haben Berichte über einen neuen Speisewagen gehört.
Vielleicht bringt uns Deutsche Bundesbahn die Zukunft. From the high desert above Alamogordo, New Mexico, we now take you to Studio 5. Studio 5. Studio 5. Good evening, and welcome back to Studio 5. I'm going to read a piece called Postcard from Uncanny Valley. You unlock this door with the key of technology. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of malleability, a dimension of cybernetic enhancement, a dimension of imagination. You are moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things not yet named. You have just crossed over into the Uncanny Valley. In 1970, robotics professor Masahiro Mori hypothesized that robots might cross a threshold where they looked a little too human, while still reminding us in subtle ways that they were not. And instead of finding them endearing like the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, we would experience unease, eeriness, and even revulsion in their presence. He called this threshold the Uncanny Valley. And Maury's prophecy has largely come true. The valley is real enough. However, it isn't populated by robots. The truth is that we have beat them to it. Part 2. She's so downslope. You might ask how I know that we beat the robots to the Uncanny Valley. And the answer is very simple. I live there. And the way that I know that I live in the valley is that on any given day, someone can give me that look. The look that says they've just seen something a bit eerie or perhaps a little unsettling. It used to happen more. And now it just happens occasionally, and I'm grateful. You see, I went deeper down the valley and got upgrades. I found Dr. Hikita and got the very best Mark 38 silicone all-weather profile enhancements that he had in stock. They come with an unconditional 10-year warranty. But Dr. Hikita assures me that they will last a lot longer than that. I swear by silicone. They go everywhere with me. When you live in a place, I think it's only natural that you spend time thinking about its history. I like to think that the valley got started when George Washington got dentures made from hippopotamus bone. But of course, the date is arbitrary. You might just as well have said it began when Babbage built his analytical engine. And there's no doubt that Mary Shelley foresaw it. In any case, it is seemingly innocent choices that build the valley. George Washington made the choice that it was better to upgrade to hippo teeth than to have no teeth at all. And he had no idea that he was helping build the valley. Maybe I'm more aware of the valley because my upgrades are visible on my outsides. If you have a pacemaker or an insulin pump, well, not so much. And when people take notice of my upgrades and point them out, what they're saying is, she's really downslope. And they are correct. I have to look up above me to see them. But I don't see them standing at the rim looking down into the valley. They are just a little bit further up the slope. Part 3. Welcome to the machine. The thing about the valley is that it is sloped everywhere. There aren't any level spots. It can seem to be level at times because even the way we think about the valley is sloped. I recently cracked the corner off a molar and didn't hesitate to go to my dentist to get it repaired. And I'm aware this moves me further down the valley, at least in a small way. I suppose I could resist and just live with the cracked tooth. After all, the Jehovah's Witnesses refuse to have blood transfusions. I could take a stand and proclaim that I shall not accept synthetic teeth. But why? What would it prove? And not getting my tooth fixed? That would seem downright unnatural. The mystery of the valley is that it gets deeper all on its own. Inventions should be considered to have popped out of nowhere, and every invention creates a new point of decision or node that extends the valley. Consider the insulin hormone. Synthetic insulin was first offered by Eli Lilly in 1923. Prior to this, there was no insulin available to treat diabetes, and the decision node itself did not exist. There was simply nothing one could think about. After 1923, the decision node became real, and a diabetic was forced to make the decision to adopt or not adopt the technology. The existence of the node itself forces us to go through the process of making the decision. We have no choice in this. We're forced to say yes or no and be aware that we have done so. And walking away from the decision is not possible. It's just another way to say no. My own gender issues were more or less simmering in the background until I became aware of the technological node. When I saw that hormonal and surgical transition was actually available to me, and not simply a vague historical rumor from Denmark, I was thrown into a personal crisis. The existence of the node had forced me to make a real decision about a real physical process. I ended up choosing to release estrogen nanobots into my bloodstream, and indeed they went to work on me. But they did something else. They threw me deep into the uncanny valley. I said before that on occasion people give me the uncanny look, but that's only partially true. Much more frequently, I give myself the uncanny look. I find myself living in a radically altered body. It is truly the stuff of science fiction. And yet, I use it to go to the grocery store to buy milk and eggs. I consider these heretofore impossible confluences, and I feel uncanny. Consider me but a prophet of the times. So say a prayer as we tiny silver balls bounce inexorably from ledge to ledge in this most strange pachinko machine. A machine which has the quality of unfolding itself from absolutely nowhere at all. And light a small candle as we make our way inexorably down the valley. Thank you.